Ever stopped to think about the medical system in Zootopia? Imagine a hospital where in one room, a hummingbird is getting a cast the size of a grain of rice, and next door, a hippo is undergoing a heart transplant. The sheer scale of the medical challenges in a world like Zootopia is absolutely mind-boggling. It presents a fascinating paradox. How could a single, unified healthcare system possibly treat everyone, from a microscopic shrew to a towering giraffe, and ensure that the care is not only accessible but also effective for every single species? It's a logistical nightmare, a biological puzzle, and a testament to the incredible world building of the movie. Today, we're going to put on our scrubs and dive deep into the fundamental biological hurdles that Zootopia's healthcare system would have to overcome every single day, from the emergency room to the pharmacy. Let's explore how this incredible city keeps all its citizens, big and small, healthy and safe. First up, diagnostics. How do you even begin to diagnose an illness when your patients range so dramatically in size and biology? Think about it. For nocturnal creatures, maybe they use advanced infrared scanners to detect inflammation or abnormalities in the dark. For patients so small they're practically insects, they'd need microscopic analysis just to identify the ailment. A simple checkup would be an incredible feat of engineering and biology. Then there's the problem of symptoms. A cough in a canine is a pretty standard sign of a respiratory issue. But what does a cough even look like for a chameleon or a snake? Does a fish get a fever? Each species has its own unique physiological responses. A doctor in Zootopia would need an encyclopedic knowledge of countless different biologies just to understand what a patient is trying to communicate. This makes me wonder, could Zootopia have developed a kind of universal language of illness? Perhaps they've created a common diagnostic framework, a set of baseline tests and markers that can be adapted and interpreted across species, despite the immense diversity. It's like translating 1,000 different languages of pain and sickness into one coherent diagnosis. The technology required would have to be light years ahead of our own. Once a diagnosis is made, the next massive hurdle is treatment. How do you tailor a cure for everyone? Let's talk about medication. The dosage alone is a mathematical nightmare. A single drop of a painkiller might be enough for a mouse, but an elephant might need gallons of the same substance for it to have any effect. This implies an incredibly sophisticated pharmaceutical industry capable of producing medications in microdoses all the way up to mass solutions. And how are these meds delivered? A pill for a rhino would be impossible for a hamster to swallow. Maybe they use transdermal patches, specialized inhalants, or even precision-guided nanobots to deliver medicine directly to the cells. The possibilities are as varied as the patients themselves. And what about surgery? Can you even picture an operating theater designed for such extreme size differences? You'd need surgical tables that can support the weight of a polar bear, but also have microscopic attachments for operating on a field mouse. The surgical tools would need to be just as adaptable, from massive scalpels and clamps to instruments so fine they're invisible to the naked eye. Imagine the field of prosthetics, designing an artificial limb for a giraffe with its long, slender leg is a completely different engineering challenge than creating one for a badger or an octopus. Each limb would have to be custom designed not just for the species, but for the individual's specific anatomy and lifestyle. Then there's the pharmacology of it all. Is there a universal pain reliever that works on both predators and prey, carnivores and herbivores, or would they need entirely different lines of drugs? A medicine safe for a sheep could be toxic to a wolf. The complexity is just staggering. This all leads to a huge question. Is healthcare in Zootopia truly equitable? It's the elephant in the room, literally. Do larger, more influential, or more populous species have inherent advantages? Is it easier for a lion to get a priority appointment than a lemming? In a system with such vast resource requirements, it is easy to imagine a scenario where the bigger problems of larger animals get more attention and funding. We see societal biases in the film, so it's not a stretch to think those biases could extend to the healthcare system. What about public health? Managing a pandemic in Zootopia would be an epidemiological crisis of epic proportions. How do you implement a vaccination program for species that live underground, in the water, and in the sky? A virus that's mild for a rhino could be devastating to a rodent population. The public health department in Zootopia would need to be one of the most complex and well-coordinated organizations in the entire city, managing everything from species-specific vaccines to wellness campaigns that resonate with every citizen. And finally, how is it all paid for? Does Zootopia have a universal healthcare model where every animal is covered regardless of their job or income? Or is there a private insurance market creating economic disparities that impact who gets the best care? This question gets to the very heart of the utopia in Zootopia. Is it a perfect society for everyone, or just for some? So, what can we learn from this thought experiment? The medical system of Zootopia forces us to consider some pretty complex ethical dilemmas. In a world with interspecies medicine, how do you determine the value of every life? Does a shrew's life hold the same weight as a whale's in a resource allocation meeting? These are not easy questions, and they reflect real-world debates we have about our own healthcare systems. Thinking about Zootopia's medical marvels can also inspire us. The idea of truly personalized medicine, of technology that adapts to unique biologies, isn't just science fiction. It mirrors the direction our own medical research is heading. From genomics to custom-printed organs, we are striving for a future where treatment is tailored to the individual. Zootopia, in its own fantastical way, gives us a blueprint for what that future could look like, challenges and all. It pushes us to think bigger and more inclusively about health and wellness for everyone. And that's our deep dive into the incredible, complex, and mind-bending world of Zootopian medicine. It's a topic with endless layers to unpack. But now I want to hear from you. What other questions do you have about Zootopia's healthcare system? Do you think they have specialized veterinarians for different animal families? What about mental health services for prey animals living with constant anxiety? Let's get a discussion going in the comments below. I'd love to read your theories and ideas. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into your favorite fictional worlds. See you next time.